ladies and gents, hello and welcome. I'm Open Potato, joined by Retromation, Rhapsody, and Wonderbot. We're back in Valheim. That's right, we're having Valhalla of a time.
Hey!
And we're about to start
Playing the
smelting
hits.
silver, I think. There we go.
Yeah. Did you, what is this addition to the front of your house, Orbital? Was this on
What
purpose?
edition? What edition?
Has this been here the whole time?
What? What are you talking about?
The weird thing that looks like a propeller that
Oh,
doesn't spin?
do you have a bed up at Orbital's house?
No.
It's not big
Can you
enough for a
build
bed.
Fair enough.
It also doesn't even have a fire anymore or a crafting station.
Just, it's niche.
Sure?
What does it have?
It doesn't even have, I
Parts.
don't know.
Story. Ambition.
A beautiful view of a much better base.
And a listing price on an NFT selling website right at this very second.
God.
Check it out.
Please
Link down in the description.
I've had to follow multiple artists that I was a fan of because they're really pushing NFTs, and I was like, "You are dead to me now."
How do, where?
NFTs probably wins my award this year for the thing that occurred so suddenly that there was no way that I could get up to date. Like, people were already sick of NFTs before I realized what the thing stood for.
I put down a bed.
Yeah. The big issue is just kind of the environmental concerns of like, holy shit, these aren't great, and also, I guess there's the issue of it being a pyramid scheme.
That's the issue. It's a freaking bubble. Is
I think it popped like a day or two ago too. Like the prices crashed.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Me too.
If you had to sell an NFT,
Okay.
what would you sell?
You mean like of my own artwork?
Yeah, of something over which you have sole domain of ownership.
I got a lot of D&D assets that I've made over the years. I feel like that could be kind of bundled in an interesting manner.
Ah, God
Mhm.
damn it.
I'm
Not
sleeping.
enough space for a bed. Not enough space for a bed, he says, and then
I made
puts a
space
bed
for a
down.
bed. I'm sleeping if you wanted to hit the old hey, Mr. Wonder.
I'll do that too.
There's definitely not enough room for two beds up here.
Really?
Excuse me.
Not
I-
yet.
give me a minute. I'll be up there. I'm going to fit enough beds so everybody can
Oh,
sleep
you're
over at Orbital's
right.
house.
You're right. I forgot about
Yes.
the patent pending military grade life hack.
What are you doing? Oh, is this the platform?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Crimes against humanity in terms of sleeping quarters.
Okay.
I forgot I was gonna go back to get a special pickaxe. So that
Here,
I'd-
take mine. I'm heading
so I
back
don't
to
have
base.
to.
You
Oh,
can-
okay.
You can. It's on like 25% HP, but it'll probably get you at least.
Whoa! Nice.
I just took it out of a chest. It's pretty good. Hey, you know, I'm really happy with this. I think this would do nicely on an NFT.
I don't. Okay.
I don't see why this is so funny.
Me either.
Oh, the bubble popped. Did you
Yeah.
hear?
Yeah.
What's
I mean, you know,
is
there's-
an obsidian deposit good?
Yes, we need obsidian.
Okie dokie.
That sounds like that one's going to be hard to mine as well, though.
Well, I got. Orbital gave me his pickaxe. Yeah, it works. I'm good. Ooh. All right. Continue talking about your non-fundable tokens. Is that right?
Non-fundable tokens.
Tolkien's actually. They're all. They're all from the
Not
Lord of the Rings.
non-functional tool, I think.
Yep, that's right. It is.
That's me.
It's the batarang.
Ooh,
You know that thing's never coming back to him after he hits someone. I understand.
you would get it. You would know. Oh,
Yeah, you're the expert. Give us the physics breakdown of boomerangs.
how do boomerangs work?
Sure.
Do they actually work? I don't
Alright,
believe
so
it.
What you do is you find a So you're gonna have to go out into the Australian outback. You're gonna have to find one of the trees that looks like there is no other tree around. Like you know the Bruckheimer, the Jerry Bruckheimer kind of like Productions logo, the single solitary tree that gets struck by lightning and it's standing by itself alone from everything else. Even if you don't, that's basically what it looks like. You need to find one of those in the outback, right? And they bend over typically. And then you need to take some of the wood from one side of the crook of the bend on the inside. You can only get one usable boomerang out of each of these kinds of trees. So they are quite rare, right? You take that out, and then here's the key part, you see. You also take off the other side, so the outside of the elbow of this bent tree, you take some wood from there. Now, you might be imagining that's gonna make another boomerang. The one on the inside makes a boomerang. The one on the outside makes an anti-boomerang. It's actually magnetic to boomerangs. You don't need a ferrous material to use magnetism here. So you keep that in your other hand, and then you throw the boomerang. You don't actually have to throw it with any technique. That's the thing. Everyone thinks you need to throw it in a specific way, skipping stones, that kind of deal. No, you just throw it with one hand, and then you just sneakily hold your anti-boomerang in the other hand, and it'll loop its way back around to you. However, if it runs into anyone, like some ne'er-do-well, some thief, some bad guy in Gotham City, it's not coming back. It's gonna hit them and fall to the ground.
I'm confused still.
I
Can
love
we
it.
help?
Favorite part
Does
about
anyone
that
want
is
to talk
that
this
your
episode other
accent
than me?
got
Sorry, I mean, I was talking about
way
Will.
stronger the entire time you were going with that.
Sorry,
you
what got
literally
stronger?
became more Australian the more you talked about this boomerang.
yeah, that'll happen. And it'll happen to you too if you talk about boomerang.
Boomerang?
Yeah, boomerang night. That's actually not too bad. That A was like correct. The A's in the Australian accent are the hardest.
It's over.
What a story. What a story, eh? I have so many questions. I have so many questions.
I've got time to answer any of
I
your
don't.
questions.
I feel like I learned, and I understand.
I do feel like
now.
I was pretty thorough.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, like, so the properties of the anti-boomerang. I mean, how do they
Yes.
differ from the boomerang?
Oh well, it's made out of
Elaborate.
anti-wood.
It's the opposite.
Anti-wood.
That's
Okay.
obvious.
Okay, so it's an actually different type of wood. Okay, I thought it was just
No,
a,
no, it's from the same tree. It's from the opposite side of it, you see. Because,
Okay.
okay, so you know how there's like, you look at a magnet, it's got like the little magnetic lines that go from the top to the bottom, the north to south, etc., right? It might be south to north, I don't know. I'm not a physicist.
All right, I'm not a physicist.
know
I'm an
how you've got that?
Australian.
Exactly, mate. I'm just an Australian, eh? My Australian accent's actually really bad, apparently. It's not good. But it's from the opposite side, you see. So if you drew a magnetic field around the tree, you would see that they are the opposites, right? They're the polars. I don't know. It's simple.
Okay. Next question. If you take
Yes.
a set of boomerangs and anti-boomerangs north of the equator, do they switch roles?
Yeah, you have to throw the anti-boomerang then. Yeah, that's why it's important that both of them are still curved. That's a great question.
Okay.
Yeah, so a lot of people actually, it's really funny you should know that, because a lot of people in like the UK and even in America and North America broadly, so Canada included, they will oftentimes purchase and import boomerangs legitimately from Australia, right? So they will get quality boomerangs, genuine boomerangs, right? And then they still try and use the instructions as though they were in Australia, and then they return them as though they're defective, and they're not. It's not. It's just you needed to throw the opposite one. These people never read the GD manual. That's why we have the rule.
it's all upside down. That's the
RTGDM.
problem. How can you expect somebody like me to read a manual that's completely upside down? You just can't. It's ridiculous. You should.
Yeah. Look, Orbital,
Because
it's so simple. You just need to put a bar across the top of your doorway, right? Attach your feet to that, and then you can go upside down, and then you can read it. It's simple. What? It's easier than learning another language and reading in another language. I don't know why I haven't just got a bar for reading Australian things anyway. How are you reading my messages?
That's a good point, actually. It's a very
Do
good
you
point.
not read any of my messages?
No,
Exposed.
I think he just guesses. He looks at it and is like, I don't know, this sounds right.
From context clues, I imagine this is about Dota.
Orbital, are you at our home by chance? Like the normal
I am,
home?
if you need anything.
Oh, you are. No, it just because I don't have. I realize I've never marked it on my map. Okay.
Oh.
Our new one.
Yeah.
Well, on the flip side, I have now converted Orbital's house into a proper dwelling that anybody can sleep at.
He's going to abandon it now. You know this.
I want a better one. I want a better one.
Okay, so bad news.
I don't like this one anymore.
One of the beds might be inaccessible. Let me. Oh, there we go. Now it's accessible.
I have silver, by the way. I can make a silver sword.
Ooh.
I can't.
What should
I
we
need
build
40.
first with silver, though?
There's nothing that we can really build with silver.
Well, wouldn't there be like a forge upgrade or etc.?
I have one chunk of silver. Where do I put it?
I'm gonna stick it in this chest here, Rito.
The chunk?
Rightmost. The chunky boy on the bottom right.
This one?
Oh no, sorry. Inside the reinforced chest on the inside, the rightmost bottom chest.
Oh. Okay. I've just never. I feel like it needs to be refined, doesn't it?
Oh, you haven't. Oh yeah, just stick it in here, and I'm about to actually go and collect some more wood to get the burner back on.
Okay. I've never
Just
looked
made
into
more
how
coal.
this works, so.
You just
just-
you just chuck it in the
sticks it in.
central chest and then you walk away.
Well, stick wood
Yep.
in as well.
Okay.
You need
Yeah.
wood.
Love a good set and forget it kind of situation.
Yeah. Everything in my life is to set it and forget it right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a check. It's a
I'm-
checklist of set it and forget it.
I am pre-setting and forgetting for this new PC. It lost all of my OBS scenes.
Can't you? Thought you could get.
I should have been able to save the previous ones, but for some reason, like, because my OBS was installed on my secondary drive, but for some reason it just completely broke. So I had to reinstall OBS.
I got a Drake
Ah, well.
trophy. I forgot what. Does anybody?
Ooh.
Do we need that for something?
We
I can
might
only
not,
imagine.
but that sounds like it'd be a really good display tool in the house.
It's
Yeah,
true.
or NFT perhaps.
Ah. Okay.
Just I don't know.
Non-fungible trophy.
Yeah, I was gonna. That was,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
I was trying to find a different N and an F, but I timed out and I realized if I find a great N and a great F for this, it's still gonna be too late. It's not gonna be funny. First thought, best thought.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've officially spent more feathers hunting for feathers by expending my arrows than I have found feathers to make more arrows.
Why do you need feathers to make arrows? You just use wood.
Oh yeah, because I'm making non-garbage arrows.
Oh, that's your first mistake.
Well, I mean, I needed to do damage.
I've stopped using arrows basically. I mean, I guess I've been using them for the dragons a little bit, but I just find hitting things seems to work so much better.
I just really like the shooting in this game. It's anything that has a
Yeah.
bow and arrow, and it's got an arrow drop. I'm all in.
Yeah. For me, it's anything with a base drop is pretty good, and
Mhm.
What's your favorite bass drop?
Honestly, Orbital, like, I can imagine you having been really into Skrillex at the time.
no,
And
I don't do not
it's-
even slightly.
it's-
I don't do music at all.
I know this about you, and I love that about you, but I can totally imagine that would be your exception. Like, you just would have listened to
Yeah.
Bangarang once, and then you would have gone, yeah, you know what? I can roll with this.
I probably did. I can't remember because it was such a long time ago, but I probably like listened to Bangarang on repeat for like a day or two and just like
All right.
got the song out of my system. But to be fair, I did that. I've done that with like loads of songs. You know, I've
I
done
did that
with
with
country
Bangarang too.
songs. It's like-
Ooh. What country song have you done that with?
Oh, I don't know, just trash pop ones. I don't even remember the names of them, dude. Just
Fair.
anything.
What are some key phrases? Is there a pickup truck in it?
Probably. There was
Okay.
a great.
Well, that's doesn't help, unfortunately.
There was like a pseudo. There was a pseudo viral like country song like mashup like a couple of years ago. Done by a guy called Sir Mashalot, who's not uploaded anything since, and I'm devastatingly sad that he never got the critical acclaim that he deserved for an incredible mashup song.
Well, maybe
Anyway,
now
it
he
was
will.
a mashup song of like all of the how country music sounds exactly the same as all other country music. It's great song, and I'd recommend it.
I'm with it.
That's my 2 cents on country music. There you go.
I mean, I think country music is probably like an extraordinarily broad genre. It's just things that we tend to see and interact with in the mainstream are, you know, the very vanishingly small amounts that are quite samey.
Wonder.
What? I needed an entrance, and
I
it
love-
didn't really line up. So
Oh my god.
How do you
One of
like the beds?
here? This is incredible.
I'm
Oh,
pretty
everyone. Oh,
I'm
you have to come
pretty
see
sure
this.
no one will get a good night's rest in there. But
That's
hey,
criminal. That's criminal. That is criminal.
this is nowhere near done, and I'm probably going to give up soon.
What if I do a fortnight and just take out the lowest rung of the ladder?
It will destroy well, not everything. I've got the beams. All you'd have to do is cut out the supports. Then it would go bad.
Okay, I mean, if there was like one support beam that you absolutely would not like me to take out, what beam would it be?
Speak now or forever hold your peace.
I mean, what if you just like
Oh,
didn't
something's
break
done.
them?
I will set fire to your house if you destroy the staircase. Because I'm pretty sure this staircase took more time to build.
Oh, it absolutely did.
I actually disagree, because you know what? You've not died once building this staircase. I've died like 16 times trying to build that freaking house.
I said it took longer. I didn't say that it didn't, extract its price in blood from me. Because it hasn't.
I honestly think that you're severely underestimating the amount of time that I've trekked up the mountain naked and then died. Just like
Okay, that's
The
fair.
cost-
Sounds like a you problem.
the cost
But that's
great.
not building. That's
True.
like you've worked like normal human jobs, yeah?
It's a very
Like-
normal human phrasing of that.
You too have worked
Yes.
human job with human
Deep
lunch
look,
break.
Yes, my circuits are responding with answer yes.
You too have
like,
communed at the
haven't-
water cooler,
well-
yes?
Taking part in this
places you
ritualistic
worked for,
discussion
they
of
don't-
last
they don't
week's
pay you
Game
for
of
a
Thrones
commute.
episode.
Right?
Sorry, one.
The places you've worked at, they don't pay you to like drive to your workplace.
No,
Right?
but they should.
They should, but they don't.
It depends. I mean, I've had jobs where I've like had to drive around for the job though.
Well, yeah, but
And-
you're working as part of that driving. But no, I'm talking
Yeah.
like the
Exactly.
early morning commute. Driving half an hour into Scott Donald's and
Yes.
yeah. And
Old Scott
they're
Donald.
not gonna pay you for that commute. If they're going to, then they're gonna put a bunk in the back room and say you live here now.
And then we're back to, the. I was about to say foundation of America, but I'm thinking like, when did y'all have like the mining towns and the company script and all that stuff? Is that 1920? That might be 20.
Yeah.
Like Thursday? Oh.
Well,
I
I mean,
mean,
you're
There, if you
Bonuses
dig
being
hard
paid to
enough, that
people
still
is-
exists. That is
Exactly.
a thing. It's not legal, but there
Still
are enough
happens.
businesses that can just kind of skirt by.
like Active Liz. I know that they actually had like a relatively generous severance package as well, but it is rude as hell to fire a bunch of people and then give them a gift card to Battle.net.
Yep.
That's tacky.
Like I would have
Better than
understood
nothing,
it if
though.
they gave them swords. And it's like, okay, here's a Frostmourne. See you later. Because I know they do
Yeah.
that, or at least they used to.
Well, you could sell it.
Yeah.
for $200 of BattleNet credit.
Yeah.
Perfect. Oh, I love this staircase. This makes everything so much accessible.
Yep.
Well, so much more accessible if I wanted to use all of the words in that sentence.
Why?
Yeah, you're right. Who has the time?
We need to just cut our video length down. And get way more content in.
I
I mean, I used to have series consistently that were 22, 23, 25-ish minutes
those
long.
are gems.
yeah.
Absolute gems. But now all of mine are 1.5 hours, 2 hours, or 4.5 hours, 6 hours.
Yeah.
Can't make progress. Can't make progress in 20 minutes though. It's
I've been
really
looking
tough.
at my retention
Depends on the game.
statistics just because madness. And like, I was looking at our Project Winter videos because I was sometimes doing like 2 matches in an episode. I was looking at the retention. The answer was everybody would bail after the first match. Like,
Yeah.
invariably.
That's what people
So
do.
I just said,
If
all right, never mind. I guess people would just rather have this ultra short video. And the answer is, yeah, they do. It's
yeah, it's really it's
actually kind of nice.
it is weird. It's like if I don't know, they want to show up for one thing.
Yep.
I don't know.
I think
I've noticed
it's
that.
a convenient stopping point on the video, and then they just don't come back.
Yeah,
Or
it's-
who
it's-
knows? Maybe
it's-
there's other logic behind it.
Yeah.
Away buying NFTs, probably.
I'm gonna let you sit with it. Gonna sit in your
Like
shame.
my house, which you can get, link down in the description. Check that now. Auction is now on.
All right, you lost me for a second there, but you pulled me back.
You got
in.
me back. You got me back. It was a bit worn out, but then you put some spice on it.
That's
Mhm.
Valhalla of a joke.
Hell
Oh,
is
there-
the
there
top
we
of
go.
this?
You lost
Wait
me
for
again.
that.
What am I doing? Could
don't
somebody tell
know.
me what to do? I have no idea. I have genuinely have no
Are
idea what I'm
you
doing.
Wanna give me
upgrading
some
equipment such
wood?
that you deal more damage?
Maybe?
All right, do that then. Glad I could help.
If that sounds complicated, get me wood.
I'll get you wood. I'll do that.
Fine, core, or normal?
Just normal. And just jam it in a chest in the orbital shack. Because I'm trying to make this staircase go all the
Alright.
way to the top, which might actually be a complete waste of time.
No, surely not, Wonder. Surely not.
Don't call me Shirley.
What's the vector, Victor?
I need to
Roger,
go
Roger.
back and rewatch like the Naked Gun series.
Yeah.
They're good. They hold up.
Yeah.
It's certainly weird realizing that O.J. Simpson was like a supporting character in the first one.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a improv comedy podcast I listen to. A lot of the time they will take on the persona of real life celebrities and just play like a fictitious version of them. And someone does a OJ on that podcast, and everyone, for the sake of the podcast, pretends they don't know what happened. And there's just these really fun scenarios where they're like, "Oh yeah, that was a good time. That was a good time." And then I had to go away for a while. What? I was just out of town. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because I did lose track of you for a period of time there in the later part of your career. They just keep talking around it, constantly just not mentioning it, but trying.
Oh my god.
I have 20 silver ore. Am I impressive yet?
Ooh.
20 silver or what?
I'm letting you hang with it. I'm letting you hang with it. You stay there. You stay there. Right over there with that joke.
NFT for my
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Only one person is gonna like that one. No, we've been there. We've been there. Come back.
Orbital seemed like you had my back.
Come back to us.
Raps, if
Yo.
you had to NFTify one thing, what would you NFTify?
That's a great question. Honestly, I would probably try and get like a copy of a book based like around scams and try and make a point.
Okay.
Orbital doesn't have your back anymore.
Alright, okay.
Hey, Raps, that was a great one. There, Orbital doesn't have your back. Friendship ended with Orbital.
Thanks, but I don't need pity.
Just need NFT coin.
Oh my god.
Exactly.
Down description.
NFT coin.
We're selling a Wholesomeverse coin now. Get your
Wholesome coin.
WVC.
Oh, I like the acronym. Sounds nice.
Doesn't it? I've been really taking to calling it the WVL. Like I call it that instead
Yeah.
of Wholesomeverse Live a lot of the time now.
Yeah. It's weird because in my head I'm like, should there even be a V? But if there's not a V, WL just feels like it could be anything.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of things that feel like they could be WVL.
Yeah, it definitely does. Like, you know, verse is not a word by itself.
Yeah.
It does feel like it
But it's
needs
a
to
word
be there.
enough. It's so long of a word that it's 2 words, but it's not.
Mm-hmm. Definitely in that realm.
Hello.
I come bearing wood, Wander.
Oh, thank you. I just
I have
ran out.
105 right there.
That is beautiful. That might actually be enough to get me up.
I hope so.
If it's not, I have another 105 over here.
This is like Fortnite style stair building.
It
really is.
I've gotten considerably sloppier as I've gone up because it's just a giant pain. Let's see.
I believe. This is gonna be super useful. Like on the whole, very useful.
Maybe. We'll see. It sounds like Rito's getting up the mountain no problem with
Yeah.
sufficient silver for...
If you just sprint, you can go up like a 90-degree angle if you just hold down shift. So it's really not too hard.
I always prefer games that like err on that side rather than, you know, this incline is 14.2 degrees, so you are going back
Yeah.
down, sir. This is a snake and ladder situation, friend.
The worst is where you're able to like start climbing up, but then you get halfway up, then you ragdoll and then fall
Yeah.
all the way down, and you're like, oh, I
Mhm.
can probably do this, but you never can, and it's just awful.
That hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unlike my NFT, which you can check out
I
right
don't
now.
even.
Great value.
Rito?
Limited number of drops.
I don't even.
You got broken, Rito.
There's nothing.
Oh, is it this chest down here that we're popping all the wood in?
I don't know.
Or up in the house?
If you want to come all the way up, I can slap a chest down real quick.
What are crystals good
I mean,
for?
there'll need to be one up there at eventually.
Does anybody know what crystals
I
are
guess
good for?
realistically, what I should have done, instead of this entire
mind.
process, is I should have just slapped some portals down.
We'll build an elevator. Wait, what? Oh,
Well,
okay.
yeah. Pretty much. I suddenly
This
feel
is-
kind of foolish.
This is actually kind of useful because there are multiple spots like up and down the mountain that we'll
It's
want
true.
to access with silver. So it's not for nothing.
I love the cantilever attachment for the old workbench down here.
Like I said, got sloppy.
Oh man, there's workbenches everywhere. Oh, because you
I
need
have-
them there. Otherwise, yeah.
Yeah, I have a mod that makes it so or one of my mods makes it so they have crazy range, but I think it got reset.
I was working there.
Aren't you still?
Who do you think you are?
Your worst
Hello.
nightmare.
Can I drop for inventory?
There should be a
That-
chest just down here. Yeah, underneath this workbench over here. We won't slap it in.
Easy.
I'm on the cusp of death, so I'm a little concerned about that. Ooh, but I found some magic iron scale mail. That sounds good.
I have some foodstuffs if you need them.
No, I am loaded
Or,
on food.
I want to be able to see in this house. Oh my god. All right. Well, again, I feel like I've had to say this for a lot, but I'm gonna let you sit with that. Have a good time not seeing anything in that house. Goodbye. You put down twice as many torches, and now everywhere.
Speaking of sitting with that,
Speaking
we're
of
actually at a
goodbye
good
as well.
stopping point. Yeah.
Oh.
My goodness.
Yeah.
They're all very hot. Anyway, folks, thank you very much for watching. Check out everyone's channel, link down in the description below. We'll be back next time for some more Valheim.
Dragon.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Adios.